Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the stream, welcome back to another video. This will be part 4, I believe, working on these guys right here. That's the ROKAF F4. Well, technically it's the turning the Tamiya kit into an ROKAF. The ROKAF version, of course, is by Academy. And so yeah, that's what we're doing, right? Annyeonghaseyo Yarabun to all my Korean friends out there who watch. And yes, so last time we got the Academy cockpit, got all the 3D resin pieces put on that guy, and so this time we're going to do the Tamiya. Let's see here, we're going to change my glasses so that I can see this stuff good. So the Tamiya kit is an F4B, whereas the Academy kit is an F4 D. Yeah, it's a D. I love the D, right? Yeah, so that's the difference. And so the cockpits are a little bit different, especially like the Tamiya ones. The Academy one, we actually have, like the Rio has actual panels on the sides, just like the Pilot up front. But on the Tamiya one, on the B, we have these big, like it looks like you're going to have panels that go down, but actually you put these walls in place, if I get them in there right. The walls go in and totally block those off. So there's not a big, there aren't huge panels for him to, like, I don't know, rest his arms on. He doesn't have any arm rests. Yeah, so big difference. So that doesn't really matter to me too much. But we've got our little 3D resin pieces here that we're going to be gluing on. Big difference in the way the display panels go in on the two cockpits. Huge difference. I'll just change the camera here so you can see, and I'll point out a couple of things. So on our Academy kit, let me change, sorry, doing this again here. Change the camera so I can throw this up, so I can get a bit of a closer view for you guys, and actually have it focus. So we take the example of this panel right here. This is all one piece, and that drops down in, okay? And same with this guy for the rear panel. This is all one piece and just drops in, as you can see, like that. Okay, one piece here. Okay, and one piece here. On the Tamiya kit, however, especially on the front, I've already glued them in. This piece here and this piece here. That's already glued in on there. Okay, these two little blocks sit in there. Okay, and then what you do is you have your centerpiece on your display, and it's going to slide down in just like this. I can get it lined up. It sits in just like that, and there's just just a dry fit is very snug and tight, right? Like that. And then the rear, of course, we've got this whole thing going on here, and this is going to drop in somehow like this or something. I don't know exactly yet how that all lines up, because I haven't really looked at the instructions very much for that yet. So, but yeah, that's just some really big difference in the way the displays go in on the two cockpits. But anyway, let's get this started. I'm going to need some CA glue, and so I'll use the super thin just like I did on the last one, and we'll get to putting some pieces on here. And I'm going to need that. So I'll just pour some into here. always like to wipe this off because it's always so very easy to get the lid glued on, and then it's permanent, and then you wind up having to undo it all the time. Anyway, I'm griping about so again, these Red Fox Studios instructions, they show you exactly where each piece goes onto each part. It even calls out the parts like S3, S1, S11, all these different pieces, and shows you exactly where each piece goes. And that's really cool. Okay? So it makes it nice and easy, which is why I was able to just, I know exactly which pieces I need to pull off the sprues, and then sand off little spots to make it nice and smooth for these to go and stick to, right? So let's get my knife, and we'll start with this very centered one right here. That's going to be this guy here. So I just put my knife under here and just kind of break it away from the paper. It's not sticky at all, right? So that's why we got the CA glue. I've heard that PVA glue works also. I have not used it. I don't trust it. I believe that PVA glue is made for paper and wood, and so that's what I use it for, and I don't use it for anything else. So anyway, that is a very nice, perfect fit on there. So I'll change the camera so you can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. There we go. And you don't have to stare at my face or the top of my head. So just use a liberal amount. Don't need too much, just enough that it's going to stick. There we go. There's a little bit of pressure to press it in there, so we got a good stick. Okay, so we got another piece that's got to go there. We actually got two. One is going to go right underneath of it, right there, and then this piece here, and that's that one and that one. So hopefully I can get this off of here without breaking it. So that's that one. Next is this one. Okay. As we found out in the last video, these things can be a little bit brittle and can crack on you. So you don't want to bend them. You definitely don't want to bend them. Of course, if you're using CA glue, you do want to get them lined up as quickly as you can. Because that glue will cure, as everyone knows, super fast. Make sure this is the right way around. Just like that. Heck of a lot of gauges on this aircraft, that's for sure. Okay, so that's that. Now we have our piece that's going to go up here. That's this guy here. Some of these pieces I can put on with my hands, and other ones I need to use the tweezers, but for the most part getting it lined up. I don't know. If I can use my fingers, I prefer it. There we go. Okay. Now let's do our two side guys. Side guys, that's these two here. So that's this guy here. And just because, I'll break him off now too. Okay. There we go. So if you guys watched the last episode, you're probably thinking this is a little redundant, doing the same stuff exactly, just on the other cockpit. And yeah, you're right, it is the same stuff exactly, but the panels are actually different. And so it feels like it's something different, right? So let's do our big panels here and here next. That's these two. So I'm just sliding my knife underneath of them, because I don't want to put a lot of pressure in trying to break it free from the paper. I wonder where these two go. Show them here. It looks like actually I'm not sure at all. They show this piece Q4. I'm gonna have to try and find Q4. Where is that piece? I guess that's off the Q tree. Maybe that's one I've missed. So anyway, we have these. Let's do these. Getting distracted here. You don't have to have a lot of glue on here, but you do want to have enough that it's really going to stick well. So that's why I'm kind of layering it up here. And yeah, if I had something like a little small syringe, I could get a more precise amount of glue out, and I wouldn't have to keep dabbing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it's alright. This technique does work for me, so this is the technique I do. Did not do is test fit. Probably should have. There are little slots you should line up. Got everything right. It should not interfere. See, it's moving around, and that's not good. Moving around means I don't have enough glue down. So, although I had a bit of good adhesion up front here, I didn't have enough at the back. So I just needed more. and you want it lined up. You definitely don't want it sticking out past the edge, because that's going to interfere with fitting everything in. And there are little notches here. See those notches? There's notches here, here, and here. So there are notches in the actual resin piece also, so you can have those lined up. See the notches here, here, and here also on this side. Right? So you line them up just like that. So let's get the other side on. Now the other side has this little block that it's got to go around, and they have taken that into consideration. So it should slide in exactly where we need, but it will not. It will not slide in. So that's not going to help me at all. Now I got glue on here. The alignment is not perfect. It's too far forward, or it's too far forward and needs to be trimmed on the edge here. And I just broke that piece off. Damn it. It still won't work because it's too far forward. Shite. So all that glue I put on there for nothing. I'm actually really surprised at how it does not fit. It won't line up at all. I'd say about 1.5 millimeters, so I'm going to have to trim off this little box here. So I'm going to have to put very light pressure. I really don't want this thing to break in another spot. And it just did. Damn it. I was only trying to get this little box out. Okay. Now I have two pieces to put in. This guy here. And now the front. So now I have that. It just looks like I've got a bit of a little block in here that's not, you know, that's this piece here. Whatever this thing is supposed to be, it went right there. That's all I tried to cut out, but it decided to crack there, but that's fine. It's in there, it's good. It's lined up, it's fine. Okay. So now we can test fit this. This should still fit in just perfect. So that's good. I'm going to glue that in now. Okay, there's our instrumentation. Here's a pilot one. Okay, there's our pilot. Come on, focus on this. Yeah, there you go. There's our pilot. All right. So, let's get to work on the back stuff. I'm gonna wait for this. I'm gonna probably do that last because I'll do these other panels that I already know we need. So, that's our pilot. So there's something up front there. I don't know what the heck I'm missing for the front. But yeah. Anyway, flip this over and we'll see what we're doing for the back. Okay, so we've got some things that are already done, already installed, and some things that aren't. Like the S9 and the S10, I don't know what those are. But we can get to work on this big guy. So move that over here. So we want this big one. He's going to go right here, like that. Another one that's going to go right here. And that's number 27. Now, they don't have them numbered on here, so it's just a matter of matching them up. That's this little guy right here. Okay. It's that one. We've got another one that's going to go right here in this little square. And that's this little tiny guy. It might just be easy to drop it on there. Go. We've got these two are going to go here and here. So let's look at these two here. Sometimes it just sticks in this one spot and it won't slide. It's like the glue just is like, yep, that's where it is now. You need to use a little bit of brute force to get it to slide where you need it. Alright, there's that one. Again, you know, this is really great for if you're like me and you're just not that great at painting all this little detail. that's it for this panel. Now we have this wall sitting like this, and then these two big ones are going to go on this wall. Get that under there. There's that one. Go. This one's going to line up right beside him, just like that. And that's it for that panel. Now, we have a couple of things. We have this little box here, and that's going to be this piece. The challenge with pieces like this one is to make sure it's lined up square. You don't want it crooked, right? You don't want a bunch of crooked looking dials. It just looks funny. Okay, we have this tiny little guy. This is actually going to be inserted into this wall down there. So I'll put the piece on here first. Actually, I think I might want to put a clip on this. Or, I know what I want to do. This is going to help me a little bit here. Keeping this in one spot while I glue it. It's going to take this little thin strip here. Okay, I'll give that a minute to dry, and then I'll glue it onto the wall here. So, we have this guy. We need to put, we're running out of pieces here. So, it looks like we're going to be building up a little display panel here. So, we need to find our pieces. Actually, we're not building up a display panel. We are putting this piece right onto this panel. It looks like they've given us two options depending on which panel you're actually going to have. So I'm using this one. square. Don't want it crooked. Now we have this piece here. It's actually like an L. Let's hope I can get this off of here without wrecking. There we go. This one's probably going to be a bit of a challenge. It's got to go right in here. Good. No, not good. Not good, not good. Now we're good. Now we're good. Okay. That's that. I think there's one that's supposed to go here. Which one? I'm not sure. And I've kind of run out of pieces here, but yet I've got more. This is a duplicate, so I can just get rid of this one. That's a duplicate. Don't need it. Okay, that's fine. Stuck to my finger. Okay. So that's that. So we have a couple of things here. I got S13. I'm supposed to put this little one on, but I don't seem to have S13 out here. So let me find. Oh, hi Mega Boy. Hi Mega Boy. Welcome back, Plus. Oh, thank you. Welcome back to you too. Let's see here. This should be dry. I can take that off of there. Put this away. Oh, I understand what I've done. S13, I've already glued it on here. It's this guy here. And that's supposed to be on there. What I have not done is smoothing that off. So, smooth that off. Get rid of our bumps. That's nice and smooth now. This guy on. It's right there. Sorry, I've changed my camera again, and now you guys can't see quite exactly what I'm doing. Make sure it is straight up and down, and it is not. And the glue is sticking now. It's trying to cure it in that position, so I'm fighting with it. Okay. That is not satisfactory. Rather than break the piece off, we're actually breaking the piece out of the part. Look at that. That's how strong CA glue can be. But it's actually preferring to break somewhere else. Let's try this again. It was really crooked. I just couldn't put up with it. I had to redo it. Much better. Much, much better. And now I need to re-glue. Okay, now, let me go change the camera again, sorry. this little piece here has to go into this little slot, just like that. A little bit tricky getting it in there. There we go. So there's our little wall. And I think that's about it. These other pieces... Thank you, airplanes. I believe these other pieces are for other options of the panels. Depending on which option you're going for your cockpit. Because like S9, I see 1 and 3 and 6. I don't even see S9. There's S7 and 15, which is the front that's already put together. If we go back, see, once you get to the back of the book, then we're putting in the pilot seats and everything. We're putting our cockpit together here. And yeah, so we have S10. Do we put anything on S10? Yes, we do. I knew there was a piece. That's number 16. That's this guy. So I knew I was going to have to do that one. It's this guy here. I knew there was a piece that had to go on here. I knew I was missing it. Right there. Yeah. Okay. That's that. And that's why I can't figure out, like, it's, I don't even know where S9 is. I don't see that as an option on this particular kit. S9 is a really weird looking piece, but I got S10. So, it doesn't even call out an S9. So, yeah. Same with this little black part. So what was that one for? That was at the front, right? These two little guys. These two guys go on Q4. I don't even see a Q4 anywhere. There is no Q. Back to the start of the cockpit, there's no Q. So it's got to be for a different option, a different plane. So, yeah. So that's that. So this one for the Rio doesn't actually go in, it doesn't mount in here. It goes as part of the frame that goes around it. That gets dropped in. This glues to that piece. So, with that being said, this is done. This is done for now. Let's clean off a little bit of my knob here. And we'll put this aside. Okay. So, let's look at our cockpit here. We have the rear bulkhead and our two side walls. So this wall is going to glue in. We've got a couple little slots, you see them here on the bottom. We got a couple little tabs. So go in just like that and glue that in just like that. Okay, so I'll use my thicker stuff. Get that glued in. A bit on the tabs, a little bit on the sides, on the bottom. And let's get that stuck in there nice. There we go. Alright, that wall's in. And we can put this wall in. Same deal. A couple of little tabs and we'll put some glue on the back. Same deal. Goes in like this. Line up those tabs and then press against the wall. Just like that. Walls are in, and then after we got the walls in, we put in our bulkheads. Now I've already put the front bulkhead in, right? It's right there. And then we have our little, I don't know, it's a weird looking little display. And it's got to go, it goes a certain way, a little notch facing upwards. Glued the wrong part of it. They show it at an angle, but it doesn't really fit at an angle. It's a very shallow angle, let's put it that way. Making sure I got good adhesion everywhere. It's got a lot of stuff going on in the back there. And now we have our back rear bulkhead that's got to slide down in here. Hopefully fit proper. With the walls in place, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. Very tight fit. I almost don't need to glue it. That's a tight fit, all right. Wow. Very tight. That's a tight squeeze. You gotta be a skinny guy to be in the back of that plane. I tell you. Alright, so that's that part. Okay, I got my little throttle guy that's supposed to go in at the front here. And he goes direction does he face? He faces that direction. Now if you got everything lined up proper, it should still fit into the little hole, and it does fit perfectly just like that. I have C20 that's supposed to go on the back here. Oh, the airplane's taking off like every minute. Wow. C20, I gotta find my C tree. Is it C? C20. This guy here. C20. He goes against the back wall here. That. Okay. And that would be it for the cockpit. Yes. That's it for the cockpit. Next is going to be our front landing gear bays. I'm getting that all put together. But I believe that's going to be it for today. We're pretty close to it. I might be able to assemble let's do the Tamiya one. We'll do the Tamiya front landing gear bay. So these are pretty much all off of the C tree. I need C9 and 10 as our sidewalls, which are these two here. I'm going to need this big guy. As you can tell, I've already painted these guys white. I just haven't done any weathering in them yet. I need C1. I saw that before, this little guy here. I've got some painting to do on the sidewalls also. Add some detail in there, some black and even some red. But we'll start with this one. We got to take this. Is it this wall? This needs to be glued right there. I kind of want to put the weathering in on this before assembly. Just because it is that much easier to do when you've got it assembled or pre-assembly. You can get in everywhere on it. So we've got some details they want me to paint on here. And of course it's going to be much easier to paint before it's all assembled and it's a little bucket in here, right? So for example here, let's grab my black Panaline accent color by Tamiya. Give it a bit of a shake. One thing I always find, I like to do only 1 or 2 coats of the white because it kind of acts as its own weathering when I do that. And The only problem I find, see, of course, the white is going to be prominent on all raised parts, but unfortunately it also pools in at the sides of all the parts, right? And it kind of gives you the opposite of weathered. And that's why the accent color, the panel liner, really helps. And of course, this stuff is awesome that you just let it go do its thing and it goes everywhere you want it. I haven't done any clear on this, so cleanup will be a bit of a challenge, but that's okay. Because it's the inside of the landing gear bay, these things didn't exactly get a lot of love. And so it doesn't really matter. So basically what I'm doing is getting rid of all the white highlight around all raised pieces. The opposite of what the white was doing. Counteracting against it, I guess you could say. And as a result, it kind of looks like black staining. You could just imagine, okay, is it grease? Is it oil? What is that, right? Let that sit for a few minutes to kind of dry. Let's grab some paint here. I need black. Where's my black? Here's black. And I'll grab a little brush. Which brush do I want to use? How small are these things? They're pretty small. This'll do. Just a couple of little detail pieces here that need to be done. But not a lot. It's only a few. Okay, that's it for that piece. This piece, I want that little thing in there too. Alright, that's it for that. Now I need some red. Alright, I got some red. Need this little block here. They want that red. I always like to pop the bubbles. I don't know why, but I do. There we go. Red. Rest assured, I will clean my brush in a few minutes because I'm going to be done pretty quick here. The beauty of this stuff is you clean it all up and it kind of goes away on you, so that's why I just kind of went around that like a monster. Here we go. Okay. Now, with that done, I need a Q-tip. That'll work. And I need some white spirit. Dry it off mostly. And now I can go in and clean up our edges. I want to leave a lot of it because I want that look of it's, you know, it's dirty, there's been oil, it hasn't been cleaned. I want that look. I just don't necessarily want it that bad in all spots. There we go. Now let's do this guy. See how it cleans like a good most of it away. In some spots it kind of smears it and makes it a gray. Doesn't quite, it's almost like it blends in with the white, right? And that's okay. Especially, you know, these F4s, they were not the cleanest planes around. Never mind the fact that they're Navy based and all that salt water and everything that they dealt with. And, you know, it was the freaking 60s and 70s, man. They didn't have the stuff that we do, that they got today, to clean them all up. That's the bottom line. There we go. Nice dirty landing bay. Let's flip this page over and see how it goes together. Well, we got more parts. C36 and 37. Where'd my C tree go? These two. So these two go together. Like this. And then they go on this spot right here. Just like that. Okay. And now we got a couple of walls, and we got A24. A. Here's A24. It is going to go down like this. It's almost like they show it over on the side, but not quite. And it looks like it's supposed to go like this. So it has to go. If we put this wall in first, this wall lines up like this. Okay, how do you deal with that? I can get on board with that. This wall's in. And this guy's got to go in this hole. Get in your hole. There we go. And then this wall goes in. Presumably with that guy lining up. It's Tamiya, so I have every confidence that it will line up. Once I get my fat hands in there properly. And it is lined up, just like that. A little bit of snug fit, but it fits fine. Okay, so that's that. Now I need C40 and 41, again off the C tree. 40 and 41, these two. .40 goes in the front. But I want to weather these guys first. Got to be weathered first. Especially this one, because it's got lots of detail here. Let that dry. This one just has a row of rivets. So I'm just going to do that. There we go. Okay. And that's it. And then just got to go on the front and the back like that, and that's going to be it. And then it's going to glue the cockpit, line up this hole with that tab with this hole, and it's like it just drops in perfect. That's what I love about Tamiya. Like, there's no problem fitting that together at all. There's nothing, don't gotta play with anything, it just fits, right? Anyway, that, my friends, is where I'm gonna leave it for today. Yeah, so next time we're gonna basically be doing the same thing on the Academy kit. All right, so, and then we can see the comparison between the two. And but yeah, so I'm gonna let this dry a little bit before I weather it. As you guys saw with this one, if I try and wipe it away right away, it kind of just smears the black around. It doesn't really do it properly. So that's that. That's where I'm gonna leave it, guys. That's it for now. That's it for today. I want to thank you guys for watching, and thanks for coming out. And yeah, that's I really appreciate all the support, and even to see the one guy, somebody left a message, you know, thanks, it's nice to see a video again, and well, thank you for that. That's really awesome. It shows me that people actually, you know, they actually pay attention to that stuff. Like, hey, it's been a while since you put one out. Yes, I love that. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's where I'm going to end for today, guys. And yeah, we'll continue working on these next time. And until next time,